Did Luke Getsy's replacement just get fired? We'll talk about all that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily, starting now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel, the only channel talk Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So Frank Reich has been fired as the Carolina Panthers head coach. This comes after, a half a season where basically they were like, we're going to give you the quarterback you want. Go out there and figure it all out. Make magic happen, right? Magic did not happen. I didn't like a lot of the moves that the Panthers make. I can't kill Bryce Young because of a lot of the decisions that I do believe coaching made. But the question on the table has nothing to do with the coaching decisions made in Carolina. This has to do more with coaching decisions that have been made here. And is there a possible replacement out there for Luke Getsy, somebody who has already worked with Flus, has had a good working relationship with Flus, somebody who we've seen go out there and put on a good show as an OC offensively in multiple situations, and honestly did a good job as a head coach when the situation was already kind of laid out for him with the offensive unit being put together. Would you want to see Frank Reich as the Chicago Bears' next offensive coordinator? Now, this is a big if, right? This is basically if Matt Eberfleus is able to keep his job at the end of this season. For that to happen, you have to talk about multiple wins being stacked up on top of each other to finish out the season. You have to talk about multiple divisional wins being stacked up on top of each other to finish out the season, because if the Chicago Bears lose tonight, they will set a franchise record for most divisional losses in a row to a divisional opponent. Think about that. That's how bad this could get under Matt Eberfleus. So there's a lot of winning that needs to happen, but if he were, by some stretch of the imagination, Ryan Poles looks at the situation and goes, you know what, the defense has improved. We started off here. We ended the season here. I feel like we went in the right direction. I'm going to stick with Matt Eberfleus. Could you then see a scenario where Frank Reich is the next offensive coordinator of this team? And I think that I could see that. One, because I think Flus does want to have a good working relationship here. And I think realistically, when you look at Luke Getsy right now, there's just too much of a There's too many times we talk about the same things. There's too many times where you talk about, okay, this guy taking the foot off of the gas. And I think that applies to Flus as well. I also think maybe there's some upside to having somebody who's been a head coach come in, help him navigate through, okay, listen, you were a head coach. This is how you did things here in Indy in the beginning when things were going well, right? How do we do this? How do we replicate this? How do we make this happen? I think that having so many people look at, you have somebody else in the room who's had that position, who's had that job. That means they're gunning for your job. I don't believe that that's the case here with Frank Reich. I believe that I don't believe that that's the case in every situation, I should say. Let me not say that's the case here with Frank Reich, because I have no idea. But I don't believe that's the case in every situation, because to me, I think that I look at a situation like Golden State. I look at a situation like what the Lakers have done, right? There are a lot of head coaches, and even in the NFL, right? You look at how Sean Payton has set up some of his rosters. You look at how where's Vic Fangio now? Is he with the Bills? I don't even remember right now for some reason where Vic Fangio is at. But you look at situations where guys have been head coaches in the past, and at the end of the day, you just sit there and go, okay, yes, you have this experience. This is how you would do things. Now help me navigate how I'm doing things here. He's with the Dolphins. I went Bills on that. I don't know why. Yeah, DC with the Dolphins, right? Like Mike McDaniels is not threatened here by Vic Fangio. Now, granted, Vic Fangio, much older, very different situation. I'm not saying it's the same style of situation, but I think that there's a lot to be gained from having people in the room that have sat in that chair, have that understanding, have that knowledge, right? I would love to see a situation where there is some experience in the room to help navigate a guy who is a second-year head coach. And I'm not shooting Flus bail. Flus has been terrible, but a second-year head coach who's still learning on the job. Now, that learning on the job tab is going away very quickly. That's why I think that this could be a situation that Flus actually looks into. I do want to know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Do you think that the Bears could hire Frank Reich as their next offensive coordinator? Let me know down in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you guys. Appreciate you guys for showing love. Here's the thing. You know that he can call an offense. We've seen it. When you look at Frank Reich's game, you know 100% this guy can go out there and call offensive plays. I think he gave up the play calling when he went down there because he wanted to have more of the head coaching duties. All right, fine. I don't want you to do that, though, because you know what you were good at? You were good at being an offensive coordinator with the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's why they were able to go out there and swap in Nick Foles. Now, granted, you had one of the best offensive lines in the country, and guess what? Hopefully the Chicago Bears are slowly building towards something that does look like that. You have a quarterback in place, hopefully, right? You're not starting all over here. You're not starting brand new. I don't believe if you go out there and you're winning in this situation, because that means the offense is doing something right now. Maybe that keeps Luke Getsy in his job. I don't know. But to me, I think that there's a limitation on what Getsy is ready to do. I have a guy right now who's already done it at the highest level and been successful on the highest scale. And then he went over to Indianapolis. And when he had a quarterback in place, when he had an offensive line in place, guess what? The Indianapolis Colts went 10-6, and he was not a reason why they ended up losing. It's I'm not going to say he's not a reason, right? He's not the main reason, right? Andrew Luck retiring really derails your game plan of what you feel like you already have in place. So I don't count him as the main reason things went south in Indianapolis. Now, if you want to talk about drafting decisions, stuff like that, I'm willing to have that conversation. I mean, that's a whole different situation. But I just look at this. This is a situation of you had the Panthers head coach in place. He got put in a position where your best option is Adam Thielen. I show up, and the first thing you do is trade away David Temper. My God. I mean, talk about we're just going for it. We're going to get the quarterback. We're going to surround him with the best talent. We're going to get him the best coaches, except you didn't do any of that. Right? Yeah, you only got the hottest name on the market maybe with Frank Reich, but you didn't do any of that. You didn't do anything to help this young man with his offensive line. You didn't do anything to help this young man with receiver position. And when I look at Bryce Young, I'm sorry, bro. I can't shoot Justin Fields bail on one side and kill Bryce Young on the other. Go watch the All-22 of the Carolina Panthers. Go watch it. It's horrible. It's sickening. It's just what the heck are you guys doing? And again, when they gave the play calling duties to Thomas Brown, I was like, all right, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what they do here. Maybe that's going to work. This is bad. This is bad. And you knew it was bad when Frank Reich took it back and tried to, all of a sudden turn things around, but it's too far gone at that point. You've put too many bad habits in this young man. You have to start fresh. You have to get some pieces in front of him. And at the end of the day, we know for 100% fact, like we do with Justin Fields here, if you don't have talent on the field, it's going to be very hard to go out there and make something happen. Would I like to see a guy who could turn something into nothing? Yeah, for sure. But guess what? Ben Johnson couldn't turn something into nothing. He turned something that was already great, right? An already good asset in Jared Goff. Not great, but a good asset in Jared Goff. You get Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's great. You get an offensive lineman in there, Penei Sewell, all that. That's great. And then all of a sudden, it starts to look like a finished product. Frank Reich being fired this season, to me, speaks more to David Temper's impatience than it does to the inability of what could have been built in the long run there. But you have to let at least the long run pan out a little bit. Frank Reich, again, the first head coach to be fired in back-to-back seasons. That's crazy. That is crazy because you don't see it. You literally never see it. So for me, when I look at him as a guy who's been an offensive coordinator around a lot of good situations and offenses have worked under him, I would love to see that kind of a change come in because of the leadership that I think it also adds to the building, because of the situation that I think it helps Flus with. If you're going to keep Flus around, let's get some experience around him. Let's help this guy out. The biggest issue I have is you got too many people learning on the job. You got Justin Fields, Luke Getsy, Matt Eberfleus, right? All the players are learning the system. And there's too many people learning. Ryan Poles, too many people learning on the job. Too many people trying to figure it out all at once. That's a problem. And that's what's been a problem here because guys don't know what to do in the right situation. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below, man. I'll be down there talking with you as well. I think that it'd be an interesting hire. I don't know if it's a guaranteed great hire, but I would rather see a Frank Reich offense out there and see Frank Reich working with my quarterback when I've seen him work with 3 different quarterbacks, one of which was a backup quarterback, and see success with those guys, I would rather see that. That's the part where I look at it and say I'd be interested in seeing Frank Reich come into the building. But hey, let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. Like I said, hope to see you guys out there tonight. No daily show today because we will be doing a live watch party out at Logan 11. There's still availability. There's still tickets, and I believe there's going to be availability at the door. So if you just come out to Logan 11 tonight, join us for the live watch party. Going to be a ridiculously fun time. Can't wait to see so many of you guys out there, man. We're going to be doing, there's going to be music, drinks, food, of course. We're going to have the live show. It's going to be bananas tonight. And hopefully the Chicago Bears come away with a win at the end of the day. I guess I should throw a little bit of a pregame in there, right? When I look at this Vikings and Bears game, throw a little bit of a prediction here because there won't be a daily show later. When I look at this Bears game and Vikings game tonight, I actually believe that the Chicago Bears match up really, really well with this Vikings team. I do. I think that what we've seen from the Bears overall, I can't just sit there and take the last 4 minutes and say they're done because of the last 4 minutes of the last game. I think they're moronic. I think they're idiots. I think that was a terrible situation for you to put yourself in, and you could have been setting yourself up for back-to-back wins tonight, because I look at this Vikings offense. I'm telling you, when you watch the all-22 of the Vikings, it's the run game that gets Josh Dobbs going. Them being able to run the football as well as they have over the last couple of weeks has really gotten this team going. I think this Bears defense has shown that they are one of the top run defenses in the NFL and that they can stop the run. Now, they couldn't do it for the last 4 minutes last week versus David Montgomery, but to me, that doesn't speak to what the team is as a whole. That speaks to what the team was in that moment. I think that Alexander Mattison absolutely is not going to have a massive game versus Chicago Bears tonight. I don't think there's going to be a ton of options. That forces you to make Josh Dobbs into nothing but a drop back and pass the football type of guy. He can do that, right? And he can get hot in those moments. The question mark is, will he be able to do that on a consistent basis tonight? I think we saw a little bit of an uptick as well in a guy like Tyreek Stevenson's game. So I think that the pass protection was a lot better last week, and the linebacker play was a lot better last week, right? Seeing those things, I'm sorry, the pass protection, the pass defense was a lot better last week, and the linebacker play was a lot better last week, all till, again, the last 4 minutes of the game. Can you replicate what you did in the first 56 and not the last 4? That's the biggest question that we have heading into this game tonight, but I do believe the Chicago Bears have a little bit of an advantage coming into this one. I've got the Bears winning this game. I believe I said that the Bears are going to win pretty solid in this one. I think I said 31-24 or 34-24, something like that. Like, I actually believe the Bears have a really good shot in this game. I think offensively, right? Yes, the Vikings defense is a lot better than it was when we first played them, but I thought that Justin Fields adjusted very well last week. I would hope that we know not to go big on small again versus Danielle Hunter. And if we do, at least have Roshan Johnson in the game who's willing to take a block. But I thought that Justin Fields was, one, getting the ball out a heck of a lot quicker. We know that they're going to bring the blitz. They bring a ton of blitz. They brought the blitz on us pretty much every play the first time we played the Vikings. I thought that when the Lions did blitz last week, you saw the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields do a really good job of, okay, I'm going to step up. I'm going to step into the pocket. Nope, I got to get out of here a little bit quicker. Let's get rid of this ball. Let's get this ball into the hand of my playmakers, or just make a quick decision on, boom, I'm using my legs. I'm going to get up out of here. I don't want to see Justin Fields run the ball 18 times. I don't. I personally, for me, I think that that's not the guy that he has to be this season. I want to see him throwing the ball. I want to see him getting the ball in DJ Moore's hands. I want to see him getting the ball to Darnell Mooney, to Cole Kmet, right? But I also believe that it's such a weapon when they bring the blitz. If you're able to step up into the pocket, the offensive line play continues like it did last week. Shout out to Dan Feeney. I believe we're going Lucas Patrick tonight, though, at starting center. But if you could see that offensive line play continue to be good enough versus the blitz, boom, Justin Fields stepping up, being able to get away, and actually not just, I'm going to take off, but keeping the eyes down the field and then saying, you know what? Nope, I got to get out of here. That's the Justin Fields that I want to see. I believe there was 15 design runs last week. Maybe cut that down in half, right? Just to keep guys honest, keep them on their toes. What I do think the designed runs do is it forces people to think, oh, snap, he's going to run. So then when you see him, right, there's one play where they shift the entire line left. He steps up, runs to the left side, and then as the play starts to break down, he just takes a step forward. Just a step, like, oh, I might do it. And you saw everybody take one step towards him, and he was able to fire it in. I want to say that was over to Mooney on that 24-yard coming across. But when you see plays like that, when you see moments like that, you realize you need to keep teams honest. That's why you run the QB sneaks, right? That's why you get them to the outside. That's why you get him using his legs. What that does, though, to me, is that does put your quarterback at risk. I don't want to see that 15 times in a game. I just don't. That's me personally. But I do want to know how you guys feel about tonight's game. I think that the running game is going to be interesting tonight. Herbert, he's coming back. Is he going to be okay? Foreman is, It is what it is at this point. Let me check the final injury report here. Give you guys an out or in. Kari Blasingame is a full go. He was a full go all week with that shoulder. I don't know what we've seen. We haven't seen Blasingame in 3 weeks, I think. Borum is doubtful. He's got an illness right now. Foreman is doubtful. He was limited the last 2 days. We'll see. I don't believe that he's going to go, though, but we'll see. Patrick was a full go. Did not practice Thursday, but Friday and Saturday, both full goals. Noah Sewell is out. He's got that knee injury. And then Tyreek Stevenson is questionable. He was limited Saturday, late addition to the injury report on Saturday. So we'll see what that ends up being. Hopefully Tyreek is able to go. Hopefully this DB room continues to look very much like it did in that Detroit game. And hopefully they build confidence on the first 56 minutes and not lose all of it based on the last 4. I've got the Bears winning this one. I know that sounds crazy to say with this season, but we'll see what it ends up being. As always, man, though, I want to know how you guys feel. And it is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. See you guys at Logan 11 tonight for the live show, for the live daily show, for the pregame and halftime show. See you guys tonight. Can't wait to see you in person. Shake hands, all that good stuff. Love you guys, man. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear Dotton, let's get a dub. Peace.